Well, good morning, everyone. Craig back at you again on the 2018 Honda Goldwing out on a beautiful day in Buffalo, New York, on my way to downtown Buffalo to check out Taste of Buffalo that's going on this weekend. So it gives me a reason to get out on the bike and do a little bit of riding. So I hope your day has been going well and things are very prosperous for you and good for you. I was recently looking at YouTube, like I always do, and I was watching one of the RevZilla videos, and the topic of discussion was about the declining sales in the motorcycle industry, and I believe they probably are down. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's significant, but it seems like there is a change in culture, and the younger generation, it appears they're maybe not as into motorcycles as previous generations. And if they are into motorcycles, from what I've been seeing, just from my unscientific research on just watching YouTube videos, the younger generation, if they are into motorcycling, they're into the smaller, I don't know if they're considered mini bikes, like the Honda Gram and those type of bikes that they can, the smaller bikes they can do stunts on and wheelies on and things like that. You do see a lot of younger people tending to gravitate to buy those type of bikes and have fun with those type of bikes. But I don't have any reason to dispute their facts that the industry is down, and it kind of made me think about motorcycling in general, and really, as you get a little bit more specific to what I'm interested in, touring bikes and cruisers. So the question I have is, has Honda conceded to Harley-Davidson? And I'll even expand that a little bit more. You take a look at the major manufacturers, most of them Japanese manufacturers, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha. Have they all conceded to Harley-Davidson? And the reason I say that is, at least when you look at the touring market and you look at the cruiser market, it doesn't seem to me like Honda and the other major Japanese manufacturers are putting up much of a fight, much of a struggle, much of a marketing campaign to take business away from Harley-Davidson. So when I look at touring motorcycles, or I think about touring motorcycles, I think about, Harley-Davidson has the Street Glide, the Road Glide, the Road King. They have a ton of cruisers, that they have in the market. Whereas Honda and Yamaha, for touring motorcycles, they really, Goldwing is Yamaha's flagship, but I don't know, there's not a real big lineup in Honda for touring motorcycles. You've really got the Goldwing, and that's it. And as far as marketing strategy, I don't see Honda trying to do anything to take people off of their Harleys and put them on to Goldwings, onto Honda. I don't see them making a big push. I don't see Suzuki or Yamaha making a big push to take people off of their Harleys and put them on their touring motorcycles. I don't even see Indian making a big, huge concerted effort campaign to try to get you from your Street Glide, onto their Chieftain. So, have they just given up on that market? And, this is just points of discussion. I don't have facts. So, in the comments, I concede that I don't have facts. It's just feelings. I feel they have. I feel that the Japanese manufacturers, their bread and butter is not built on touring or cruisers. Their bread and butter is built on sport bikes when it comes to motorcycles. Because when you think of a Honda motorcycle, you think of it, what comes to mind? The CBR 1000 RR, the CBR 300. All the really where they have excelled in that sport bike category, and they do have some street bikes, but in that sport bike category, the Japanese manufacturers, it's hard for them to be touched. Harley sort of conceded that. They're not getting into the sport bike category, and you don't see them going after it. But it doesn't seem like Honda is trying to, do anything when it comes to the street bikes and the touring bikes. the reason that I bought the Goldwing over a Harley-Davidson touring bike is because I took some time to get educated, from naturally YouTube videos, and then going into the dealerships and finding out what amenities each bike had, and compared those to cost. But if I hadn't taken that time to do any kind of research, Harley would have had my money, because Harley is much better at promoting, at marketing their brand than any other motorcycle brand. Whether you like Harleys or you don't like Harleys, whether you think they're great bikes, whether you think they're overpriced bikes, that's really not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, no matter what you think of their bikes, they do a better job at marketing. And part of the reason they do the better job at marketing is because Harley, good or bad, they make one thing: they make motorcycles. That's it. Let's use this as an example. You're at work, somebody walks into the office and they said, "I just bought a Harley." Your response is going to be, okay, which motorcycle did you get? Did you get, the Road Glide, the Street Glide, the Fat Bob, the Sportster? Which Harley-Davidson motorcycle did you get? If someone walks in and says, "I bought a Harley," someone walks in your office and they say, "I just bought a Honda," it'll be like, what, a Honda Accord? Which a Honda Pilot? A Honda motorcycle. The reason that Harley can really manufacture or market well is because they manufacture one thing. Most of the Japanese manufacturers manufacture multiple things. If you're Honda or your Yamaha or your Suzuki, you're making cars, you're making ATVs, you're making snowmobiles, you're making generators, you're making you're making refrigerators, you're making a whole bunch of stuff. So Harley can use that to their advantage and say, listen, we make one thing. We've mastered it. Now, whether, again, that's a point, whether you think they've mastered it or not. But if I was, in Harley's, marketing firm, I would say we do one thing and we do one thing well. You know why your Honda's not working right? Because they're too busy, working on the next Accord. That's why your Honda's not. They don't put any time and effort into making a better motorcycle. They're too busy in their car division. They're too busy making the generator. That's why your Honda doesn't work right. We at Harley, we do one thing. We make motorcycles. We are the American motorcycle company, and that's what we do. We do it better than anybody else because that's all we do. And sometimes I wonder, and this gets back to my initial question, so are the Japanese manufacturers really putting a lot of time and effort into marketing their motorcycles to get a better market share of the motorcycles? If I'm on YouTube, ask yourself this question. Maybe you've seen it, but I'm on YouTube, and you know how when you start putting in their algorithm, you start searching for motorcycles. You start searching for, motorcycle videos. So their algorithm, all of a sudden you see ads populated for motorcycle products, motorcycle this, motorcycle that. You see all that because of that algorithm tells them, okay, that's what you're interested in. That's all of it. Those are the ads we're going to start running, while you're watching these videos. Well, I see ads for Harley-Davidson. I can't tell you if I've ever seen an ad or any kind of promotion for a Honda motorcycle, Suzuki motorcycle, Kawasaki motorcycle. If they are, please point them out, because I don't ever see them. So it makes me think, well, how bad do you want the business? Or have you just conceded? So we'll stick to sports bikes, and we'll fight amongst ourselves in that area. Lastly, so I do think when it comes to the touring bikes, when it comes to the street bikes, I do think that our Japanese manufacturers have just conceded to Harley and said, that's your area. We're gonna concentrate on the sport bikes, and we'll take all that money that is in existence in the sport bike area. The last thing I'll say is, when it gets down, and this really talks about marketing again, when it gets down to marketing, Harley, because of the years and years and years of experience they've done a masterful job at marketing. Get down here. They've done a masterful job at marketing. I know that people will go to Harley shops across the country. We all know this. People go to Harley shops, all the dealerships all across the country, just to get a t-shirt. You know, Harley-Davidson of Palm Beach, Harley-Davidson of Orlando, whatever, you know, wherever it is. It's a cult thing. Just like, hey, I'm gonna get a collection of T-shirts. You know, some of these people, I heard one of the guys on YouTube say he had like 400 T-shirts or something like that. He stops everywhere he goes on vacation. He stops at the Harley dealership, gets a T-shirt because it's a marketing thing. Honda can't do that, or maybe I don't know if they can't do that, but they just haven't done that well. No one's going to a Honda dealership to get the Goldwing T-shirt, if there even is a Goldwing T-shirt. I imagine there probably is, but no one's going to get their Goldwing T-shirt. And the reason is, again, it's because Honda does more than one thing. You know, they have more than one. They have more than one item in their brand. So if I get a Harley T-shirt, everyone knows it's about motorcycles. If I get a Honda T-shirt, am I wearing it because I like my Accord? I like my Pilot? I like my Honda 2,000 watt generator? Is that what my T-shirt represents? Harley has mastered the marketing firm, the marketing idea. And I think, you know, in some aspects, the folklore of that, just the fact that you're able, you know, to say that you have a Harley, and you're able to get your, you know, your Harley-Davidson wallet, your Harley-Davidson, the clothing line, your Harley-Davidson shirts, jackets, pants, you know, extremely overpriced, but they have that. They have mastered that. And that that coincides with their brand. I don't know if our Japanese manufacturers are doing such a great job at that. Or even if that is their desire. Maybe they figure that's, you know, we could care less about selling clothing. But I don't know. That's just the way I was thinking. I'm sure I've missed some stuff. Could be right, could be wrong. But I'm interested in hearing your comments about it. Again, what I put out there for food for thought. A lot of times I don't have stats on it. But it just appears to me that Honda has given up, and the Japanese manufacturers have given up when it comes down to the touring motorcycle category and most of the street bike category, or the large street bikes, I'll say. So anyway, I'm trying to cut these videos down because I know they're long. Have a great day. Get out and do whatever you want to do. Get on your bike, get on your boat, go for a walk. Just enjoy life. And thanks for watching the video. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.